Welcome to San Antonio by Night. I'm Rose and I will be your storyteller throughout this campaign. I'd like to let you know that we are playing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, although there are pieces of this particular story that will not match up with the lore. The city was itself created before the new system was released, and so there are parts of it that may not make any particular sense with the general lore. But we are trying our best to play within the new system. Please know that our group as a whole has had extensive conversations around safety and consent within this game. There will be times and transitions throughout our game that may not make sense to you. We are doing everything within our power to protect the safety of people in our homes, including children, our players at the table, as well as keep the content within what we have agreed to. We encourage everyone, any role player, to have these kinds of conversations with everyone at their table. But specifically tonight, we would like to offer trigger warnings and content warnings for the following things. As we enter into tonight's episode, I would like to give you a little bit of information about the city. San Antonio came into being in its current state around about 100 years ago. The city itself is functioning on the understanding that the Sabbat incursion is still happening from South America. Literally, pun intended, San Antonio is the last stand, if you will, into Camarilla territory. It finds itself with an interesting situation. It's got 5 governors, 6 kind of, if you count Steve, and primogens and a prince. The division of power is an intricate structure within the city, and our 5 brand new vampires have thrown a ringer into that situation. Our particular story takes place with players who are not playing what is typical for Vampire the Masquerade. Normally, people have been vampires for a period of time. We, on the other hand, have made a decision to take human players, throw them into the mix of this particular brood of vipers, and watch what happens as they slowly lose their humanity and become the monsters that we all know vampires to be. This particular season of this city will have themes of loss of humanity, of watching one dive deeply into the darkest parts of their soul and try to decide whether they will or will not come out the same on the other side. We hope that you enjoy this city as much as we do. Good evening, and welcome to San Antonio by Night. I am Rose, and I will be your storyteller this evening. I'm also known as RPG Mom on TikTok. Summer?
I'm Summer, or Saltiest Unicorn. I am playing Izzy Velasquez, vampire who does not know what to do with the first hour of her morning every day, except for drink coffee and plot.
Del?
Hi, I'm Del, otherwise known as Mootley. I'll be playing Amelia Starr, the one vampire who seems to embrace the fact that they are the bad guys, while everyone is running around in denial, pretending that they're still good people. You can catch me on Nerdaki on Tuesday nights, and with High Gain Sad playing D&D in Eberron on Saturday nights, bi-weekly. Fortnightly.
Katie?
Hi, I'm Katie, otherwise known as Dungeon Mistress Katie on the TikTok. I am playing Sylvie, the gangrel who definitely doesn't know what's going on anymore.
Awesome. Pearl?
Hi, I'm Pearl. I'm Linen and Spice on TikTok, and I'm playing Claudia Braithwaite, who is our Tremere Blood Witch, who is just really starting to question everything at the moment.
Yeah.
And is still looking for her cat.
Mm-hmm.
Last we left off, our group of coterie, you are officially a coterie now. We're leaving, had left Elysium, but before you left, Izzy had a conversation with all of the powers that be at the Ventru, and then also received a note from the prince herself. Amelia had a conversation with Trixie, making an offer about re-blood blinding herself to her love.
For power!
For power. Sylvie had a conversation with Zara, but had not yet chased after Kai, having heard that Kai was feeling personally responsible for what happened somehow. And Claudia had a conversation, pretty emotional conversation with Sombra. So when you all had headed out to your apartment, we learned that Pebbles was in fact missing. So, what would you like to do?
So how do we find the cat?
Cat's likely still going to be somewhere on the floor.
I
Hopefully.
hope so. I'll tell you what, I'll get out some of his favorite foods. I'll put them around the place, and then hopefully he shows up and we can look in the meantime. Does that sound okay?
Do we think if I became a cat again that Pebbles would be more interested in me?
Does Pebbles like you ordinarily?
Yes.
Mm.
And one of the group that that Pebbles actually likes.
I'm going to stay away from all the food stuff because I know that Pebbles doesn't like me. And just go into, I'm going to leave my door open and go into my room and start gathering my few little things that I personally want to take to the new place.
Okay.
Suddenly I'm not so upset for the fact that I didn't actually make a life in my room.
Amelia just goes in and grabs the drumstick, the sweatband, and the guitar pick, and shoves them back in her jacket pocket, grabs a couple of her musical instruments, and then leaves the rest of it to be set on fire because she does not care. And also gathers Stein's toys in a little bag that have been completely untouched and are completely unloved to take with her.
Claudia's going to get a plate and put some wet food on one side, and she's going to open a can of tuna, and she's going to also get some of those. I know way too much about cat treats. I'm just realizing she's going to put some cat treats out first in the middle of her room, and she's going to do a thorough search of everything, and then if that's unsuccessful, she's going to take the plate into the middle of the apartment and start doing a thorough search everywhere else.
Did you take that animal Ken thing or no?
I did not. No.
Can Claudia get an extra die for her knowledge and specificity of treats in which she has outlined in her search?
It's been just an even and odd roll based on whatever I had decided at the whims of my life, but for this sake, we'll say
that sounds like a dictatorship to me.
It is a dictatorship. Yeah. There are some things I just want to have control of. You can just. You can roll an investigation check with your
Justice for Pebbles.
Okay. Intelligence investigation?
Wits.
Oh, wits and investigation, sure.
Remembering that you have quite a hunger.
I was just about to check that.
Mm-hmm.
What's
You're
my
at least
hunger
4.
level? Oh, I've only got 3 here. Was I at 4?
Successfully, your rouse checked from Elysium. Because you had 3 at the end of the fight.
That's right. I succeeded on. No, because we healed.
And then we fed as well.
Oh,
we
you
healed
fed.
up because they provided. Yeah.
That's right.
I'm hungry
Yes, you
because
are.
there was nothing for me.
So all 3 dice that I'm rolling are blood dice for this.
Plus the extra dice.
Oh, add the extra one. That's right. Well, that's 2 successes because I got a 10.
On your blood die?
Yes.
All right. So as you start to like fuss about the apartment, you're feeling like you're hungry, you want your cat, you're starting to feel like your touchstone is like gone forever, and you like pull back the curtain in one of the showers, and Pebbles is just sitting on the edge of the shower. Like nothing has ever, like Pebbles has been there the whole time.
Claudia's just gonna like grab him in her arms and just kind of like sit on the floor of the shower sobbing, holding her cat. And then eventually, I guess, get his carrier out, load him up, pick up as much cat stuff as she can carry. She can come back for the rest later. She's going to take all the cat stuff.
Okay.
We're going to want to grab most everything we can, because this is not a safe place, and we do not want to be coming back and forth and leading whatever's watching us to the new place. So this is that you really want to grab everything we can right now that you want.
I didn't think of that, Izzy. She's going to reprioritize.
I have there's extra duffel bags, like there's grocery bags. I mean, we have the van. So if there's things that you think that we need to just real quick go shuffle down into the van, that's fine.
I don't take up a lot of space in the van. I'm just taking my instruments, so like I don't give a shit about anything else. So.
Any weapons and things like that. I'm gonna go, and is Genevieve's room closed, locked? All that stuff?
Open.
It is open.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take a glance in there and just see, like,
sure,
is there anything left? The guns.
Yeah. Her gun case, both of them are there. Her long shot rifle is there. The case for her pearlized handgun is there. You can probably assume that she had it on her, so you could assume you could maybe get that from someone if you wanted the pearlized gun, but the case is there. And I think for the most part she had some books and some other things.
What you doing?
I'm looking to see if there's anything here that might need to go back to the family. Maybe give it to Monty to be dropped with the family.
I can do that. Yeah, easy. I think there was something about that gun, wasn't there? Fancy gun.
The gun itself. I'm gonna look through like this. The stuff looks weird. Remember, like on the train, the little pockets and things, and how in like old timey stuff they like having hidden passageways and shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look through some of her stuff because she has some old stuff here.
Sure. Make an investigation check, and with your intelligence.
Yay! I have those.
You can both roll it.
Oh. Yeah, you might want to help me. I have 3 hungers.
I mean, it kind of doesn't matter if you guys break the masquerade at the moment in this place. It's kind of a place where you guys break the masquerade.
My blood dice got 2 10s.
Whoa!
So in total, and there's no 1. So in total, that would be what? 5?
Okay. I don't know how you would break the masquerade while doing this if there's no humans there. So,
I looked really good. I found everything.
you find the things. So when you are going through her stuff, as you open the handgun case, the pearlized handgun case that matched her armor, you open it up to see if the gun is there, and you notice that a corner of it isn't actually like put in all the way. And so when you pop that bit out, there is a note inside that is stamped with like a wax seal.
Does that look familiar to the other wax seal I have, or different? Different wax seal.
The paper of it is actually like pretty old looking, like very, very aged. But it seems to be somewhat preserved because it was behind the lining, in the back of the case. There is a note scrolled in the top that's just Wilson, which is their last name. 1873.
That's a nice little antique there.
Which is, because you have a high investigation check, older than the gun.
The Wilson family. Sorry. There was a favor owed of some kind. Something happened. Maybe I should chat to Monty about it.
And the case itself, like the armor, is her armor still there?
All of your armor is there. It had been returned to you. So, I mean, certainly I imagined you would take all of your things from your, like, the case that the prince had put together that had all of the bits. But as far as I know, you guys didn't, like, divvy them back up.
No.
So we'll take that with us. Amelia, here, I think the gun does need to go back to the family, but this case is weird. And I would like to keep this a little longer. You can always tell Monty later if we find out and just give it back to him at some point. But the gun is noticeable. So.
Sure.
I'll just let you do that since you have a rapport with Monty and I really don't want to be on his radar.
Amelia looks over the note and takes a photo of the seal and what the seal looks like, and a photo of the note for her.
It's just a W.
Just a W?
Is there anything else on the note? Like, can I pop the seal and read it? Or
if you want to, yeah.
I would love to pop the seal and read it.
Amelia's sticky beak's like...
You want to read this with me, Amelia?
This is where I forget the camera's opposite. Yes.
Sure. So the letter once you go inside is written kind of in a old English kind of writing.
Oh, fancy.
Very fancy, like script. It's difficult to read, just in scrolling kind of stuff. But it says essentially that this is a commitment to the Wilson family, as long as their connection remains through to supporting the community. And it's signed. I'm sorry, Cat.
Pebbles is here.
It's not Pebbles. as long as they're the commitment towards the family continues, and it's signed from Tabitha Wilson.
We assume to probably be like a matriarch of the family.
Or a really old vampire.
I think
So
Claudia
Wilson,
would-
why would she be a vampire if she's related to Jen?
We still have families.
Yeah, but none of our families are vampires.
How far back? Do you know that?
That you know of.
And we're vampires.
Hmm.
So, like, yeah, no.
At least one person in your family is a vampire now.
Right? So,
Me.
there we go. I
So
wanna
that
pop
was a
there.
commitment. Sorry, that was a commitment from the family that they would stay aligned with the vampire, like with the community, or that the community would be in good stead as long as they stayed in commitment with the community.
Yes, the latter.
The latter, but it was signed by someone with the surname Wilson, which is her surname.
Yes.
So Tabitha.
You know who would know that? Or might know who that is? Monty. So, I'm gonna tuck the information away, but I will. I'm gonna. Here, Amelia. There's some extra stuff for you and Monty.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to go down to the club at some point.
do you share what you found with Claudia and Sylvie?
I would also say you find like some other like, I mean, you rolled like a 5, right? So when you find some other notes, those kind of things from her, that although they aren't the code specifically, there is alluding to in one of her journals that she writes to Alexander in code, and just some like you can start to piece together like the depth of their relationship, and that there were parts of it that were hidden from everyone else, and those kind of things.
I'll take pictures, maybe if it's small enough to put into like a small bag, take some of those with me and just leave it for like I'll end up eventually getting it to Dat and Steve, just because with the code there's a possibility that I don't know what
hunter-related stuff.
Hunters are. That might be something they might need for traveling. Yeah. So I'll gather that stuff. If there's nothing else of like importance,
not that you can tell,
I'm gonna like close that room and lock the door.
Okay.
Just
Respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure that like our bases are covered, considering Hunter was bigger Hunter than
Sure.
So
anything else?
And then I'll just go into the kitchen. The only other thing is I'm going to be grabbing like maybe a couple of like choice bottles of wine that survived the fight. Not wine. I have hard liquors in there. Just a couple choice bottles to tuck in my bag, and find like an empty vial or two, because I would have like small bottles and things for mixes, bitters, and kind of just like quietly put the ashes that I had collected into my pocket into that, and then tuck that away as well.
Okay. Cool. Anything else?
Claudia would have reprioritized in her packing, so she would take the basics of the cat stuff, foods, a couple of toys. She would have packed a couple of her own plushies. She would have left most of her textbooks behind. All of the physics-related textbooks are staying behind. She's deliberately...
Textbooks weigh a lot. I have carted some around with me for a long time, and they're very heavy.
Yeah, you should see my loft. Anyway. She's going to take a couple of the ones that are specifically more along the physiology and biology aspects.
Okay.
That she's going to pursue further. But yeah, cat, weapons, a couple of textbooks, plushies. That's it.
Okay.
Clothes. You know.
Amelia's gonna go back and realizing they're probably not coming back again. She does like grab a couple of like memorable hoodies.
Coheed t-shirt.
Yeah.
Everything Sylvie owns can get packed into a backpack.
Do you take your poster?
Yeah,
Okay.
Ew.
Just curious.
100%. But she's really, really careful how she folds it up.
As you all head down to the bottom of the bar, that's the word I'm looking for. Amelia, notice kind of a Brujah grunt that you've known before that is in a police uniform and putting up police tape around kind of the doors, looking very uncomfortable in his
Outfit.
disguise.
Looking good, dude.
Shut the fuck up.
Amelia like sits next to him, quickly whips out of a phone, takes a selfie, and then runs away.
Excellent.
Good.
And then sends it to the group chat. The Brujah group chat.
There would probably be like a few little collectible items that I would have pulled out of the bar. The whole $1 frame type thing. Just small few little things that I would take with me.
What was the name of that bar?
That one was the Rouge. So
Okay.
It looked like the Lux from Lucifer.
Yeah. Okay.
Bad plumbing. That fire inspector, such a jerk.
Yeah.
Cleared it when he shouldn't have. He must have gotten paid off by someone.
That's the way it goes sometimes. And you, dear one, will walk out of the Bruges for the last time as you guys load up into the van. About the time you get the van loaded, kind of a soft rain starts to fall in San Antonio. The air feels a little chilly as you kind of come into a different season, starting to be fall in the city, and a little bit of rain, and you kind of start to drive away and realize that you're kind of starting a different way, and a lot of you in some ways left a lot of your humanity in the apartment behind you. So you get over towards the high rise. It's actually in Juan's territory. It's near the military base in the southwest side of the city. It's closer to town, like closer to the central part of town, but it is in Juan's territory. And you get there as you exit and kind of walk towards the building. You roll up in this van that kind of backfires as you pull up in front of a beautiful, luxurious high-rise. And the butler at the door guy is kind of confused as to where this group thinks that they're going.
So I will get out, and I'm pretty sure I would have had the wherewithal to make sure that like I had my proper clothing on.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that we're going this place, and show them the key. Be like, we're going to this one, because I'm sure the keys, and then it has its like floor and room number.
And you see him like change his stature towards you a little bit. Yeah.
We're getting the van serviced. It's okay.
Everyone
Amelia
needs
puts
things
on
to
a bit of awe.
move into their homes. LaDonna let us know that you were coming.
And Amelia, as soon as she says Donna, let us know. Amelia does not put on awe. As soon as she says, will not. Or someone else's cool. Right. Good job. Good property. Yes.
So he takes you over to the elevators. You need your key card in order to get to the floor that you're on, and the doors open up. You're in a small hallway, and your entryway is there. You all good.
Oh, Amelia hands him the keys for the valet, and then like shoves like this beer-soaked, stenchy, like $50 note in his top pocket as a tip, obnoxiously.
It's kind of very confused, and he's like, we'll find someone to move your car.
You and me, buddy. We're going to be good friends.
Looking forward to it, ma'am.
Don't call me ma'am. I work. No, I don't work for a living. What am I talking about? Amelia. Nice to meet you.
He just nods. Just give you his name. Just nods.
I will call you.
But he does kind of like seem to check out Claudia as she walks by.
Do you do LARP at all?
Hmm?
She's like, do you do LARPing at all?
No, but I think our security guy does. As you go up into the apartment, we're going to show you what the new place looks like. When we... Okay, girls, you've seen the map. What are you going to do in this room?
I'm going to immediately, like, sweep it for cameras,
Sure.
things like that.
Roll it.
Absolutely. So, tech, surveillance systems, and intelligence or wits?
Intelligence.
Okay. F4.
Okay. You find a handful of pretty well not hidden ones, surveillance systems. You know, there's more of them in the hallway. They seem to be in the main spaces. It's safe to assume that if the Ventru gave you an apartment, there's going to be some supervision.
Yeah.
Amelia runs and gets the room around the back of the kitchen that has access to the bathroom directly. She's not dumb enough.
Oh wait, you can't see. Sorry.
Okay.
She's like totally teenager, calls dibs on like not dumb enough to think that she'd be able to claim the master bedroom.
Yeah, I'm taking that.
Ventures, whatever. I'm not paying for it, so it's all good. And then yeah,
Okay.
runs and claims that one behind the kitchen.
Okay.
So, our apartment has a grand piano in it.
No. Just a sunken in level.
I was gonna say that's
So it's got a sunken in level. Yeah, do you want to describe it, Izzy? Or
Sure.
do you want me to? Go for it.
I'll throw my hat in there. Okay, so when we come in, there's off to the right, there's the kitchen. And so we have like a bar set up there for the kitchen. Think old 70s style, like, or Incredibles 2, You know, when they're in that like fancy house and they have the whole split floor down for a seated area. That's what that second area is like that. We wouldn't have a piano, but there'd probably be like couches and seating in that area for us. There's a kitchen table up on top near the kitchen, pantry behind it, like actual walk-in pantry, which none of you care about, but I personally care about because, yeah, time on my hands.
Yeah, it's like it's like a combination of like 70s and like vintage Hollywood feel.
Yeah, is there like a chandelier? I feel like there would be like a chandelier in here.
Yeah,
like a modern style one in the living room area. And obviously there's like extra showers and things like that. And there's a laundry facility in there too. So our blood-stained clothes, we can attempt to clean them if we feel like it.
I'm going to take the bedroom next to Amelia's bedroom.
Okay. You got Amelia and Sylvie's rooms off in one kind of pod section. Everything's very like rounded. It's very, kind of, there's not like boxed walls. Like everything has kind of this like movement to it.
It's like 3 circles kind of like linking together with like, yeah, it's cool.
And Hobbit home.
It's the main shape of the building, so it's like clearly an architectural kind of high rise that they've.
It's just a really, really fancy yurt.
It's
what I'm hearing.
Very fancy yurt, and except for it's attached to a building, but it has curved windows, and as you're kind of realizing that like that would actually help diffuse any sunlight that might come through. The windows are all treated. There seems to be like floor to ceiling ability to like right, which is fun. But although it is decorated, it's fairly sparse. But it's still like there's enough there, but it's kind of a nice base, but there's not a lot of like particulars. And in a way you're like, right? That it's like vintage Hollywood and a little 70s. You're like, nobody's updated this in a long time. But it's still classy, right? And then in the other pod is the master bedroom. There is 2 other bedrooms, one of which is empty.
Claudia will happily take the smaller of those 3 bedrooms, the one next to the bathroom there.
Okay.
And she'll start setting up pebbles in there.
Okay.
Hey, Claudia.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Pebbles might like having their own room?
I was thinking about that.
Like, I mean, we could deck it out with like cat towers and climbing things and just take the door off.
That would be amazing. I love that so much. I'm sure you would love it too.
Oh no, our dungeon master Storyteller is broken.
I'm like, clearly they're gonna make an office out of this fucking room. And you guys are like, cat cave!
It says that there is a study area on the other side of the pod. Like over there, and I figured that could be kind of like a generalized office.
Over on the other, with the other 2? No, it's just the 2 bedrooms.
Oh, okay, it's just the 2 bedrooms. Well, you know what? I still think cat towers and
we can have a combined cat room and study, like, you know.
Absolutely. Cats help you study.
Do you think LaDonna would mind if we put in, like, you know, those like floor to ceiling cat tree things, and then like, you know how they can put the shelves along the walls, you know, as like a.
This is what Amazon is for. I
do have to your apartment however you choose.
So we can do with it what we like.
As a replacement for losing an entire business and my home. And
while Claudia is nicely asking that, Amelia has already started to draw on the walls in her bedroom with her Sharpie.
Absolutely. I expect to see penises and hard language
All
everywhere.
of the penis. All
All
the
of the
penises.
Strangely, no penises in her actual place where she sleeps and stares at all day. Weird.
Weird.
Why?
Okay. What would you like to do now? Once
Now
you
that
all
we've
get
set up our
settled
two
in,
separate pussy shrines. I'm sorry.
Office/cat room. Yeah, let's just go. We'll figure it out.
it is a pussy shrine from
There we go.
You're welcome.
Claudia, I feel like you need to take pictures or design this later in the week, and that this needs to happen and go into chat so we have this in what the eventual room looks like.
Absolutely.
Go for it.
So I'm
Office/cat
assuming you
room.
guys are going to spend the rest of kind of that day, with the exception of a couple of you are kind of hungry.
Yeah. I've narrowed it down. It's something between either eye color or hair color.
Okay.
Something in there, because it doesn't matter male or female or job or socioeconomic. Some physical feature in that range.
Sure.
What's the situation like with regards to accessing humans, I guess, around here? Like what kind of area?
Humans.
Oh yeah, let's go let's go hunt and feed in a Ventru stronghold. That's a smart idea, Sylvie.
I'm here for all of the smart ideas. I am your girl. If you need the smartest of all the ideas, I am your girl.
I'm supposed to anyway.
Mrs. Smith saw me, we were walking together. I'm gonna shoot her a message and be like, I need to go hunting. I need to find food, and I know that I'm not in my normal territory. So where should I go?
You just
Does it
get
matter?
back a text message. Bars, the grocery store, alleys.
I'm just making sure that I don't piss off Primogen or anybody else for that matter right now.
I think
Should we
the Primogen
contact one?
assumes that you're going to hunt in their territory, but maybe not the others.
Okay. So I'll go and relay that message and be like, so you guys might want to default to wherever you learned to hunt, or whoever you talked to. So
Amelia will go out later a little bit later, and she'll go down to the club with the stuff from Genevieve's room to see Monty, but she'll do that a little bit later. For after they get there, and when I say she's already drawing, she's actually been starting to draw just with texture these kind of abstract images of Stein and Lucy and Gracie and Genevieve on her walls, but they're these abstracts, just almost line drawing versions of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna draw action scenes?
No, they're more portraits.
That would be funny.
Yeah, it's more hauntingly traumatizing, continuously traumatizing herself with her lack of humanity and the people that she knows since childhood that she's killed.
Sure.
She might hide a couple of vaginas in there, you don't know, but generally that's the vibe.
In the other pussy shrine.
Yeah.
Got it.
Does Amelia keep her door locked in this haven the same way she did in the old one?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Girls want to hunt?
Yes, can we start with someone else first?
Sure.
With the food thing, I think Claudia would have done her absolute best just to subsist on blood bags, because she just can't quite bring herself to admit that she has to hunt real humans yet. So
You can you can have had a conversation with Sam about like getting some supplies to you for that. And Sombra implies to you in that conversation that might be why your blood magic isn't working.
oh. I suppose I should do something about that.
You need the Vitae. It doesn't last in the blood bags.
That makes sense. Okay, guess I gotta do this.
All right. Where would you like to go to try to do that? Don't you have a herd? Do you have a herd?
Yes, I do have a herd. It would be my LARP crew, but I don't think I've been back to them since
You haven't.
this all went down. No.
It's Thursday night. Don't they
I
have
hear
games?
they have training.
I won't sing the song. Just realize how bad that would be for us.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. It's definitely Wednesday night that she has LARPing practice.
No.
Go ahead.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So Claudia will load up her LARP gear in the car.
Is he there? Is he there? Is sir?
Would you have had the chance yet to get the dress and or armor that she was found in actually turned into some like reasonable LARP gear?
No, but you could strap it back on.
I mean, she'll put it in the car. She's not quite ready to go to put it on yet in front of everyone.
All right.
So she'll put on just her regular LARP gear, and load up her weapons and stuff and drive over.
Awesome. All right. When you get there, and you're kind of, you had a car before? Must have, yeah.
Yeah.
So when you pull up and everybody's been standing around kind of talking, they're kind of under a pavilion because it's still raining a little bit. It seems more like it's like nobody's really practicing. It's more just like hanging out because it's raining and nobody wants to try to fight in the rain. And as your car pulls up, you can just see like several people like and you get out of the car and you hear one of your good friends from before, whose name is, give me a name, any name.
Stephanie.
So you see Stephanie and she like looks up and goes, "Birthday girl!" and goes running over to you. It's like, "Where have you been?"
Life got really busy. I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, well, come on, we've all
back.
missed you. And she like throws her arm around you, and you can smell
She's so
the
tasty.
blood in her system.
No.
I give her a hug the way I normally would when I greet her. And then go in.
When you walk in, there's kind of a Claudia!
she almost turns around and walks back out again. Oh God. Hi everyone.
Hey! And there's just a lot of like, where have you been? What happened to you? Your sister was worried. We haven't heard from you since your birthday.
So once Claudia kind of breaks through the overwhelm a little bit, she just kind of tells everybody, life just got real busy. I can't even explain. Life just got really busy, but I think it's quieting down again, so I should be back a little bit more often. I missed you all.
Stephanie like comes up and she like kind of puts her hands around your face. She's like, you look different. You okay?
Yeah, I've been sick.
Really? Because you look really good.
Oh. Okay. I don't know. Can't explain that.
Murder Steph Kitten.
Not yet. Not yet. So at least for the first half or so, she's just going to try and hang out with everybody as per usual and just figure out the situation, but also kind of work on her own nerves.
Sure. I mean, you're going to have to work to kind of get them to be your herd, if you will. So while you were there, you spent some time with them, and I'm going to assume at some point, the body calls for some of your colleagues.
And I think one of my best chances at successfully feeding is to get someone by themselves. So I'll accompany Steph to the bathroom.
Okay. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right.
It's just it's weird to be back.
Been on vacation before.
It feels different this time, you know?
Okay. It's because you're old.
Oh. Just kind of reach out and take her hand.
When you start to take her hand, you see her just like,
Steph?
yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I just got really tired all of a sudden. That was weird. Just kind of like keeps going in towards the bathroom. Goes in, comes out, washes her hands. What's wrong?
Can I talk to you about something?
Sure.
I'll just face her, like face to face. And I'll reach out and kind of brush her hair out of her face. Something's different. Something feels different, and I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. Like what? Like emotionally?
I guess you could say so.
Where were you?
It's really hard to explain. A lot of things have changed, and I've moved house. I'm about to quit my job, and I really appreciate your support, and I'll take her hand again. And
as you like take her hand, she kind of just like you can see her eyes get really heavy.
Steph?
Yeah.
I'm still holding her hand.
And she just like starts to collapse underneath.
I'll sort of catch her, and try and lay her down gently.
She's asleep.
I'll just look around and see if there's anyone else around. Is there a lock on the exterior door to the bathroom? I'll get up and lock that, and then go and kneel down next to Steph. Okay. I'll lift her hand up and lift her wrist up and see if I can feed on her.
Yeah, you can. You're pretty hungry, but I just, so why don't you do like a willpower check?
Sure. Just straight willpower?
Do your composure and your willpower.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See?
You're still a baby.
Yeah, but I don't want to kill her.
I know.
That's a sum of 0, because I got 2 successes and a 1 out of 6 dice. That's a 0.
Did you 1 on a hunger die?
No.
Okay. So as you feed on her, right, you're kind of like, oh, you're so hungry, and you can feel like your ability to maintain your composure just starts to like seep out of you. But there's something about your deep connection to her life and maybe her willing or unwillingness to let you feed on her, that like as she starts to get pretty pale, and there's a difference between like being asleep and losing consciousness, that you kind of are able to stop yourself, and there's something about like your body that reacts to that.
I will stop, and Sombra would have told me about licking the wound closed. So I would do that, and then just kneeling down next to her on the floor. Steph, just on her face gently. Steph, are you okay? Just gently shaking her. Steph?
You can see her body just continue to relax, but she's not waking up at the moment.
Unlock the door, run out to everyone else. Steph just passed out in the bathroom. Help, I don't know what to do. And I'll run back and
like a whole slew of people come in, and they're just, somebody's picking her up, somebody's calling 911. They're just, it's kind of nobody can wake her up. And they're
she didn't hit her head. She kind of got a bit woozy, and I managed to kind of catch her as she went down. She didn't hit her head on anything. I can't wake her up.
Okay, well, and they'll just have called for an ambulance. Somebody that, there's always somebody that knows first aid. They're kind of checking it on her, but she's not waking up at the moment.
That's the cleric.
What's a cleric?
This guy also shows up every time I'm upset, and he just showed up for me.
He gets very confused.
So as they start to, are you gonna try to stay while the ambulance and everybody else goes, or are you gonna disappear into the night?
I will stay long enough to see her safely into the ambulance.
Okay.
And then I will make my excuses and just say, I'm sorry, it's been a really big night. I'll see you all hopefully next week.
Okay. You can fix your blood pool.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me.
I got you, Mum. It's good.
Yes. All right. It is time. So I'm going to then drive over to the bar, the hotel and bar, and the bar itself is called Bitter Spices. Steampunk, gears, coppers everywhere. Everyone is dressed in various types of, like, the bowler hats and goggles.
Yep.
All the little cuffs and all that stuff. Vincent's been running the bar for about 4 years.
Okay.
I kept him on when I took over the bar, because this bar is the one that I was celebrating on right before we left. Like, I disappeared. So I figure it's about time for me to go check in on it. And Vincent's behind the bar, like he normally would be. And I will start scoping out some of the waitresses. When I took over this place, I would have also brought in 1 or 2 from my other businesses to kind of help so that everyone knows the way I like things ran.
Sure.
And probably see a familiar face or 2. And karaoke nights going.
Yeah.
With the steampunk giraffe playing in the background in between songs.
The bar is yours, however you want to do it.
I figured good description.
Yeah.
I will pull out my phone for a second and go over my notes.
Sure.
We know that blondes don't work.
Right.
Don't want to repeat that one. That leaves us with brunettes, redheads, and like the natural black hair. I don't think blue eyes worked either for a couple. So now I'm looking for like any other color eyes, because I haven't tested that yet. And just kind of scanning to see who I see.
Sure. One of the waitresses is red hair, brown eyes. She's pretty average looking. I mean, most redheads are just, they're unicorns all on their own. So, it ramps up the hot level. No, a couple of us flip our hair. But and there's also a male waiter that's kind of rugged looking, nice looking guy, black hair, but like the prettiest green eyes that you've ever seen.
I'm gonna roll a die.
Okay.
Evens odds.
Evens, it's the girl. Odds, it's the boy.
Okay. It was a 2. So
All right.
I will go and talk over there.
So, you kind of decide on what you're gonna do, and I would imagine call your employee back into the office or something like that. What do you want to do?
I do one-on-ones with my employees, check in with them. How are they doing? How
Sure.
is the job going?
Sure.
How long have you worked here? You look familiar, but not. And I have a lot of places, so I'm just trying to connect.
Yeah. She kind of gives you the rundown. Her name's Jen. She worked with what's the guy's name?
Ramon?
No, with the V. You just said.
Oh, Vincent.
Vincent. For a long time, they're old family friends. That's when she started working there. But she likes it. She makes okay money.
Fantastic. I am going to. We're gonna have like a good 15-20 minute conversation. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
And then I would like to go to shake her hand.
Sure.
And great job, thank you for everything. And cloud memory.
Okay.
And just cloud a couple of minutes and see if I can feed on her wrist in that time frame.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. I mean, it's kind of like you would feed on her and then, but that's a plan.
What a lovely wrist you have.
You're alone. You can.
That's it, literally. But then you just make her forget that you did that.
Yeah.
I do have awe. I could just be you know what? I'll go that route.
Okay.
I have awe.
Go.
I would like to overly compliment.
Sure.
This is breaches of policy, I swear. Overly compliment and whatnot. And when
we
I
are the bad people.
We are.
I'm learning this.
Villains don't care about sexual harassment. It's true though. I mean, we as humans would care. You would be flirting with an employee, totally fine. Absolutely fine. No
Claudia
problem.
cares, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah. So, and then I'm gonna kiss on her wrist and then bite it.
Okay.
Teepers.
I also have lingering kiss.
Go for it.
So, yes, that's what I'm going to do. So I need to roll for that.
And thus we have our first stalker that's going to be created. Good times.
I mean, I don't have any enemies yet. I might as well develop a few more.
I mean, I'm just saying, I would have decided whether or not I could actually feed from this person before I used that ability.
There is that. You make a lot of sense. So
She's a
We're all
kind.
learning.
I still plan on
ruler
cloud memory.
today.
So
Yeah.
I do believe that I probably wouldn't use lingering kiss this time.
That's fine.
So but awe is still a thing.
Oh yeah.
So I will still awe. Is there any It's a human. I don't need to.
Yep,
dice roll that.
unsuspecting human. Go for it.
So I'm just gonna go talk her up. My God, those gorgeous red hair and your look and everything. You're doing a great job. I love all of this. And bite her wrist.
Mm-hmm. When you bite down and you kind of like brace yourself because you've gotten used to this like feeling. And you're also pretty hungry. You start to feed on her and it's like honey going down your throat. Just like the first other times. So, would you roll your composure and your willpower, please?
Composure and willpower. It's going to be 5.
You do just fine. You may drink as much or as little as you'd like.
If I can get down to a 1 hunger without killing her or overly making her horrible.
Yeah, sure.
Doing your job. Then I will.
Well, what are you at? Are you at 4 or 3?
I'm at 3.
Then yeah.
Okay. I'll then lick the wound and cloud memory.
Okay.
The feeding time. And is there any rolls needed for that, or still unsuspecting human?
Yeah. Okay. She's kind of like, oh. You see her get like a little lightheaded, but you okay.
I think it's getting close to your break time. Maybe you should go have some water, get your lunch.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
It's
Go have a
nice
nice
meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
All right. She just off into the wilderness.
God, HR better not contact me. I am HR. Okay, so I need to find a better way of doing that. Redheads. It's got to be redheads. And I will test this theory again the next time.
All right.
And I will go.
I would
and
like
enjoy
to put in a
karaoke night.
protest. I think this is obviously the player trying to win favor with the storyteller.
This was picked after realizing that people on their birthdays, even though hilarious as it may seem,
Would have
was
been
not
really
a
hard.
great idea.
Yeah.
That would have been so hard to figure out.
First, she tried to create a
It would've
herd from 365 people, so I can feed any day of the year.
I feel like Izzy would resort to getting on Facebook and being like, whose birthday is today? And then going and tracking them down.
There we go.
Ah!
Or
I
you
love
don't get a
that
birthday
Thinking
cake
about
when,
the businesses and when
Yeah.
you don't get a birthday cake when you come to Izzy's restaurant. You get fed on.
Like free drink on your birthday kind of thing, and then you'll always have
I
people.
mean, it is a free drink. It's just not for you.
And just that memory of that's the best kiss you're ever gonna have.
I love how Izzy went in with a full plan and everything, and Claudia just went in I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Help!
Izzy is a methodical bastard, though. So
Nice. Well, it
That's
is
it
a
for me.
little, it's a little early, but we're gonna take a break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we're back. So over at the Bang Bang Club, you're muted.
Bang bang. Amelia wanders in with a hoodie and gun case, and so she has brought one of the ghost guns with her, and some of the stuff that she got from the train.
Okay.
And she goes looking for her dad, Monty.
You do know that that Monty does keep an office at the upper part of the Bang Bang Club, and you had been told that he was there that particular night. So he's upstairs. Come in.
She opens the door, kind of like sticks her head through. Can I steal some of your time?
Yeah, we got all kinds of things to talk about.
And then she just has this look of, maybe this was a mistake. And then she walks in the door and puts the gun case on the table.
Mm-hmm.
And then turns it around and clips it open. And then, like, opens the secret compartment. Who's
What's
Tabitha Wilson?
I don't know. Who framed Roger Rabbit?
Really? Because this was
You just-
Genevieve.
On my door. It was a joke.
Sometimes we are generations apart.
That is funnier than you realize. I don't know who Tabitha Wilson is. What's this?
This is the gun case that had that Genevieve's fancy gun came in.
The handgun?
The one with pearls all over it, yeah.
Huh.
We opened it up and we found this, and she opens the letter and points out the dates.
That's weird.
Just thought you might know who it is, because there was something, there was the gun case in her armor.
Mm-hmm.
And she, like, pulls out this giant piece of armor and has, like, points where, like, they kind of match.
Yeah.
So we're thinking maybe this Tabitha Wilson has something to do with it?
I can look into it. I don't know anything about this. And he reads the note, and he kind of looks at it, and he opens his drawer, and he takes out her pistol and puts it back in the case. Puts the note back, closes it, slides it across, sets it down next to him.
Also, I bought you a present.
Okay.
And she pulls out one of the ghost train guns, and puts
That's
it on
pretty.
this. I found it on a ghost train. And I thought, I got one, and I thought, like, it was on, like, a real cowboy bandit ghost. And I thought, and she pushes it towards him, you might like it. It's like your vibe, your aesthetic.
Because I'm a cowboy?
Yes.
That's true. Like takes it and starts to like look over the gun. And you can see him like loosen up a little bit. Kind of like when a little boy gets a new toy. All right. What else? Oh, good. My turn.
Yep. Fair.
Yeah. You know, you were here that night when I made that deal with Jen. Remember what that deal was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was actually just trying to save your coterie's ass now that you're suddenly a coterie. And I still feel like I'm owed a favor.
Valid.
Gonna
Amelia just has this like look of resignation as where she like totally is like. So that's my favor now. Oh, do you?
What a great suggestion, Amelia.
Yes, I came up with it all on my own.
Wonderful. I'm so grateful you're willing to take up arms for your companion. Was that too soon?
I'm the one who staked him, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Whatever the fuck that was, it happened in court. You know, wasn't the first time I'd been to that farm. So.
Did you get what you needed from the video footage as far as understanding the possible assets available?
I mean,
And their
Javier's
skill
looking
sets.
into it. That's what he wanted. He wants to know what soldiers are able to do.
What do you want?
I don't really know anymore. Mostly keep you dumbasses out of trouble. I don't know why I give a shit so much about you. Not you in particular.
Oh no, absolutely. You don't like me at all. You don't find me charming or have any kind of like desire to keep me around.
You're the one who's showing up in my office.
But it's just so much nicer than Victor's.
Sure. Had a conversation with Trixie. Want to talk about that?
I need to feel more useful. I may have staked her, but I hadn't done any of the damage beforehand. I don't. A human can punch me. I'm charming and I can manipulate people, but in the end, if I have to fight by the Brujas side against the Sabat.
Truthfully, you serve me better behind a mic. But, you know, she's gonna be pissed if she's not here. Hold on. And he gets on the phone. Yeah, no. Tell Trixie she's here and send her up. Hangs up the phone. I'm gonna let her tell you. Because I want a show. And after a few minutes, Trixie strolls in not her normal gear. She's not, lately she's been dressed very much for battle, and today she looks like a lady killer.
Amelia's heart just goes.
She's a little more rockabilly than usual, and kind of like sashays over, sits down. Hi, baby.
Hi. Apparently there's something you need to tell me because Monty wants the show.
Yes. And she looks over at Monty and he just kind of like, go for it. You know how I told you I needed to ask about getting you the ability that you're interested in?
Yes.
We had a conversation about the blood bonding.
Mm-hmm.
There's a counter offer on the table. If you want that, you have to blood bond yourself to all of the leadership in the Bruja. Myself, the other lieutenant, Monty, and Javier. And Butch.
And Butch?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to think about that one. And thank you very much for the respectful counteroffer. I understand. I'm asking for a lot.
Basically, everybody you video streamed to +1. We just...
You don't trust me.
I trust you. She's like, kind of keeps glancing across the desk. Oh, I mean, some of it's about trust, some of it's about how bad you've already fucked up. And, the clan you actually belong to, you just attacked the Primogen in front of the entirety of the court.
Because I am a coterie, and thus her decisions are my decisions, and her choices are my choices.
Yep.
Here's another free bit of information for you. Steve's making a deal with a La Sombra. On that ghost train, there were 3 bodies. And she draws out the logo of the sign with 3 of them staked in it.
What makes you think Steve's making a deal?
Because there was a note written to him in it.
Do you know what it said?
I hope this will suffice, Adrian.
He like pulls something out of his, writes it down, shoves it back in his desk.
I know I'm trouble, but I clean up my own messes. And I'm useful.
Look, nobody said you aren't useful. This is the way we do it in our society. Nobody's demanded this of you.
I thank you very much for your offer. And even considering, I see the understanding and at least offering a counteroffer. I just don't know if I can blood bond myself to that many people. It fucks with your head a little.
When you say that, like, Trixie, like, kind of puts her hand on your knee. I'm sorry.
Well, you guys might love you, but I'm still not one of you, right? And then she gets up and leaves.
Amelia.
As she walks out the door, Amelia feels like this, like, inner fucking rage of, like, now her found family has turned around and said, unless you basically give up all your free will to us, we won't help you. And she feels like this kind of, like, dark thing kind of, like, boiling in her chest and in her blood. And she kind of, like, just tightens her fingers into her hands as tightly as she can, almost blood starting to leach out. And she goes and, like, literally stomps over to, like, a competitor's bar where she picks up a groupie and, like, takes them into the obnoxiously obviously flirts with a person who's not Trixie in a competitor's bar.
Mm-hmm.
Drags them into a alleyway, viciously feeds off them, licks it clean, and then compels their memory and leaves them in the corridor and stops back to the apartment.
Okay.
And then, like, when she comes home, does not talk to anyone, and just slams the door, and then annoyed that she's not strong enough to break the door, like she should fucking be able to, if they'd just let her, and they've left her weak again, just starts slamming the door over and over and over and over and over again, until, like, she then puts another hole in a wall, and then turns her music up really loud in her room and is like, very, do not come near me music.
You just get a text message. It's like, babe, Question mark.
Goes unanswered.
All right. You're muted.
At some point, I'll make it back home and probably catch the music really loud.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm going to write down an address and whatnot and slide it under the door. And one of the companies that's, like, one of them helping set up security for with the Ventru is going to be one of those break rooms that you go in and just destroy shit for fun. Nice. That's going to be open 24 hours.
The problem is, you have
And then walk
permission
away.
to break shit there.
I'm just giving you an option.
No, I totally get why it's super helpful, but there's a reason why Amelia would never go to one of those, is because you're allowed to do it there.
Very true.
So that for her, that's if you're allowed to do destruction, if it's like approved and A-OK, and you're paying capitalism to do it, she would rather go there and destroy like their front office space. As like a superstar, the superstar tantrum, and then leave.
The T-Rex doesn't want to be fed; it wants to hunt. That is what I'm getting from this.
Izzy's just being
But
Izzy.
I love the thought. I love the thought.
I'm just gonna let you rage. It's your gig. I'm finally full.
Like
very happy and going into my room and putting my little charts up.
I'm fine.
So, and that's it for me.
Izzy, you get a text message asking what kind of music she's listening to from Trixie.
Oh, you pissed her off again. That's what's going on. Okay. That's what I would send back.
Oh. It goes unanswered.
I'm not gonna out her. Plus, I probably wouldn't even recognize it. Like it would sound like noise to me.
It's just noise.
Yeah. So it's not.
There's genres within that noise.
I don't know how.
There's the
What's post-hardcore? What?
All right. Sylvie, you want to do anything?
Sylvie wants to go see Kai real quick and just give him a hug.
All right.
So, I would make my way to Zara and Kai's place and just knock on the door.
Hey.
Hey, I just felt really bad about what happened, and I wanted to apologize.
For yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Real quick, I'm sorry. I'm talking to Zara right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, my brain just went. Okay, that's what happens when I wake up 5 minutes before we start streaming.
Yeah. It's okay. What
Is there? Can I talk to Kai?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like talk. I just want to give him a hug.
Okay. He's a little fragile.
No, it's okay. I don't want to have a deep conversation with him or anything. I just want to tell him I love him. Give him a hug.
He'd like that. She lets you in. He is sitting on the couch, like with a burrito blanket, staring into a lava lamp. When you come up.
And I'll just sit down next to him and be like, hey Kai.
Hey man, have you ever noticed how like if you shake it there's like a lot of little bubbles? Like it's not as cool looking as like the big bubbles, so you gotta like wait.
I don't think you're supposed to shake it, Kai.
Huh.
I mean, it's hot. Most people don't touch a lava lamp because it's hot.
Wait. Yeah, you like shake it and then turn it on. It's like a snow globe.
No, babe.
Well, what's the fucking point then?
I think you're just supposed to look at it. I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think it's an active participation.
Yeah. And he like flops over on the couch.
Sylvie will just sort of crawl into his space and snuggle down into him and be like, hey.
Hey.
You know what?
What?
I love you.
Oh, God.
And she just kind of like hugs him around the middle. Just be like,
It's okay, little sis.
I'm
sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry about.
Yeah, man, I actually do. Cause like, I was trying to like teach you what a badass you could be, and we like brought Steve in, and then you like broke the masquerade in your own apartment, which like it's not so bad, like because it was in your own apartment, but I was like, yeah, you're a badass, you can do anything. And then you were like, you know what I'm gonna do? Take on a hunter and almost die. And I'm like, oh yeah, good job, Kai. And he like puts his head in the pillow.
You don't have any control over what I'm going to do with what you teach me, though. So really, this is not your fault.
I mean, I respect the fact that you are your own person, but as my little sibling, it's also like I get that you look up to me. I'm not trying to be egotistical or anything. You're just like, you don't know. You haven't met a lot of people that like can do the things that we can do, and I should probably just like, let you hang with Zara.
No. I mean, I love Zara, but like, it doesn't mean that you need to like back off or anything.
I don't know, man.
But guess what? I didn't die.
You're very lucky.
I think we need to focus on the fact that I didn't die. Like, not necessarily that there was luck involved. I didn't die.
And he like turns and he like sits you up and holds your hands. Sylvie, man, you're really lucky.
Okay. I'll be better next time.
Like, just don't fight a hunter.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't know he was a hunter when I started.
No, you just said next time. Like, you're planning on fighting.
No.
I understand, like, your own journey that you're on, but like, you really need to.
I don't have any plans to fight
how
hunter.
you
It's
could
just
just
not a thing that I want to do. I really don't want to.
Or you're just like, hey, you know what I'm gonna go do? Find a guy with steaks.
No, I don't. I don't want to fight.
Like, if you like steaks, we can help you find steaks to eat. Like, we can eat a cow or something, Like, you don't have to go off into the woods and like find.
But I eat it doesn't feel great
like,
though. So
I just don't understand, man. Why you gotta try this hard? You're fine.
But he looked like my dad.
What? Tell me about your family, man. You never talked about your family before.
I don't really talk about them that much because I haven't seen them since I was 12.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, he looked a lot like my dad, and like my dad used to hit my mom a lot, and so I had to. I was the oldest kid, and I had to take care of my mom, and because he wasn't taking care of her because he was awful. And I mean, I always thought that I could just take care of her, but then when I finally took care of him, she threw me out. So I don't really talk about them that much.
What do you mean, man? Took care of him.
I mean, there was this one night when he came home and he had been drinking a lot, and he started hitting my mom, and she wasn't moving, and so I killed him.
Oh.
So this is me protecting my people. It's kind of what I do. And when that guy was in our house and he was threatening my family, I had to take care of them. That's what I do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thanks for telling me.
So I'll try to fix that part of my personality. The act first, think later part of my personality as best I can.
Yeah, but you shouldn't try to fix the part of your personality that gives a shit.
Yeah. I think there's a reason why, I feel like as we're going, things are happening, the others are kind of losing more than I am. And I think that's because this isn't killing that guy when I woke up and I ate him. It didn't really affect me that much.
So your dad's not the only one you've killed?
No. I mean, well, no. You remember how when we first woke up and there was that whole thing where I fed on a guy and he was dad.
Yeah, I know,
right?
But
that wasn't. What I'm saying is that wasn't the first person I killed. So and it didn't. It bothered me too much when someone told me that I had done that because I had already done that. So I think that's why it didn't bother me as much. I was more concerned about you guys and how it might come back on you once I got to know you.
it's hard when you're young and you're out on your own, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That we get.
It's been about 14 years. So I've gotten good at keeping things to myself that someone could use against me, but I know you guys and I know you won't do that.
I don't keep track of the years anymore, man, because they don't matter.
Eventually I feel like they won't matter, but it's only been a few weeks since this new part of my life started. So
yeah, fucking trippy, huh?
Yeah. So I still remember the other stuff because it's not been very long since that changed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
important to not forget, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think it makes sense. So yeah, I just wanted to tell you that you're
Sarah.
Who's Sarah?
Is our sister.
Zara?
No.
You have another sister?
Not anymore, man.
Are you and Zara actual blood relatives, or did you become sort of siblings after you became vampires?
No, man, we're that's my real sister.
So, did you get turned at the same time? Did somebody come into your house and make turn all of you, or?
No, I was in an accident on our farm.
Oh.
And a hiker found me because of the blood.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like a nice dude.
He was a vampire?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he offered to help. And I kind of talked. I mean, she made her own choice. But we weren't going to leave each other.
You
So
know
the
that's...
deal was we both change or not. But I was bleeding out. So.
I mean, that's what big sisters do. They take care of their...
You think she's older than me?
Yes?
Huh.
You seem like the younger sibling. I mean, you both look the same. Like, you look like the same age, but... I just assumed you were younger. She seems like she's... It's just an attitude that I get from her.
Together than me, because I'm like a little ditzy.
No, I wouldn't call you ditzy.
You're just thoughtful, man.
I know. Otherwise, you wouldn't
Like,
be a burrito right now.
And he's like, I'm 2 minutes older.
You're twins. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. But there's always a twin that sort of takes the older sibling role, even if you're technically older.
Oh no, she's totally in charge, dude. And you just hear like, damn right.
But yeah, I mean that's the point. Like, you know, older siblings, whether they're older in years or minutes, or because that's the role they took, they take care of their younger siblings, and that's not your fault just because you got in an accident. You can't blame yourself for that.
Well, how about you stop trying to die and I don't have to worry about it?
I wasn't trying to die. I was trying to keep my friends alive.
Pick a fight with us. We're not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do this to you again. All
I knew was that he was there and he wasn't afraid of me. Like, I don't know.
Ears and walks out of the room.
Are we sure that, like, Sylvie isn't a long-lost relative?
Direct descendant.
She was adopted, and she's really their little sister. Clearly.
Well, a long time ago, like, Sarah had some kids. And they had some kids.
And then they had some kids. Alright, so, Sylvie's just gonna, like... Alright, Zara, I'll see you later.
Bye.
And she goes back to the hotel apartment thing that we live in.
Okay. So you, anything else? Do you come out of the room at all, Amelia? Okay.
Emotional damage.
Probably like over in the kitchen, moving bottles and things, setting up the stuff that I had like.
The bottles shake a little from the vibration.
But like putting all that stuff away.
All right. So, would everybody please roll their rouse checks for the next morning?
Success.
No? What are you at now?
I should only be at a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, because I went down to a 1.
Good. Everybody good? All right.
Mhm.
You come out in the morning. Trixie's sitting on the couch. Having clearly slept there.
I'm already up with my cup of coffee, as usual, per my hour before everyone else. Just sitting there with my coffee, waiting, watching Amelia.
She's there. Oh. It's like, oh my god. It's like, it's Monty 2.0. As like, she's just there going, eh.
It's almost like this is all that vampires can do, is watch the drama.
Oh,
Are you okay, Summer?
I'm just a fucking goober. That's all it is. I'm sitting there staring her down with a mug that on the inside says, "Send nudes."
I'm sorry, what, Katie?
It just needs to make sure it's at the right angle so she can see it every time you drink it. Like,
Yeah.
nudes. Send nudes.
I changed to this hand to drink the whole rest of the night when I noticed that, because I could see it at the camera.
Yep.
Amelia is like wearing like a blank tank top, no bra, shorty shorts, night clothes. She jealously stares at the cup of coffee in Isabella's hand. Just, I can't. And then looks up. Hey.
Hey.
Welcome
gonna
to
talk
my
to
new
me?
abode. Sponsored by the Ventru. Ooh.
Yeah, Izzy showed me around.
Thank you, Izzy, for making her feel welcome in our house.
I want to mend some bridges here, because I know that there's some other tensions, and I'm trying to like make sure we all stay alive.
You're really good at building bridges, Izzy. You never burn any of them, and no one ever has to face the consequences of you setting things on fire.
I'll
Sylvie
make a
just
mistake someday.
sees Trixie and backs along the wall a little bit into the kitchen.
I would just like to point out for Trixie's information, who has come from the same bedroom area as Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
Which she chose by choice.
So you're trying to get me killed. That's what I'm hearing. You're trying to get me killed. And
Am I trying to get anyone killed, or am I just trying to make sure the consequences of people's actions is well and
picking
truly...
a bedroom is a consequence. How is there a consequence?
It's a choice, and there is a consequence.
It was a choice between, because you were the first person I fucking bonded with, bitch. So I'm assuming that Trixie would give a look as to like them coming out of the same. Cool.
Especially if you come out around the same time.
Right. And Sylvie will see this and just panic. And like, they're two separate bedrooms, two different beds, two different bedrooms, completely different. We're fine. Nothing happened. And she just runs away. That way. Sorry.
I would have actually believed that had you just not tried to sell that to me.
Well, you're scary. The last time I
Thanks.
saw you, I yelled at you, and I'm sorry.
Oh, a real apology.
I didn't. If it helps at all, I haven't ever had a family, and we kind of bonded, and I felt all of a sudden I might have a little bit of a family, and I got really defensive, and I didn't mean to like make you feel bad. I just was angry and defensive. I'm sorry.
Huh. Apology accepted.
Thanks. She still runs away. She's still terrified.
I'll go ahead into the office.
Feels like
Slash
gets
chat
up,
room.
leans over. I know you're mad.
Would you like to
Oh.
come to my room for some privacy for this conversation?
Sure.
In respect of your political position.
She follows you.
Amelia kind of just like flops on the end of the bed.
Looks like Stein.
Yeah.
Maybe Toreador looks good on you.
Dunno. Don't even really know what looks good on me anymore, hey. Thought I knew. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an emotional killer. I haven't decided yet. I'm trying to still figure out where that whole thing is going in my head. I understand. I can't. I could do that with you because I trust you.
You can still be bonded to me.
But I can't lose my... You are actually really the only person I do trust. And I don't even know who made me. And I don't even know what's going on. And Monty has a connection to the Wilsons.
He has for a long time.
And then there's this Tabitha, and there's matching with the armor, and there's all this shit that's happening, and I can't blood bond myself to other people apart from you who I was so sure that I knew that my people would never be involved, and now that there's shit's hit the fan in every which way impossible. I can't give up my will to people when I don't even know what's going on. And I guess I thought I'd done enough to prove myself. I thought I did enough to prove that I was loyal.
You have.
But they want to take away my will and my ability to make choices for myself.
Have you considered the fact that maybe they knew you'd say no, so you could have all your facets to all of us, from all of us, including me?
And now I'm still a vulnerable sitting duck. Helpless little shit. With too big of a mouth. I am scared.
She comes over and sits down next to you.
I'm not like you. I can't fight back. unless I give in to something that killed all my friends and ripped them apart limb from limb. And unless I tap into that, I am vulnerable. And I'm a monster when I let go.
We all are.
I just wanted something that gave me a little bit more control in being able to fight for myself when I was myself.
It takes time, Amelia.
It just feels like everything is at risk and on the edge right now. I know, like, with the war and then, like, the way we were born and, like, Genevieve is dead. And there was hunters. Like, I thought, as far as what I'd understood of the whole bag with all this went, was like, you got like a good 20 years to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
And I am technically, as a vampire, 3 weeks old.
You never go small. I mean,
I've sacrificed so much to get
the
here.
prince would probably say everything's bigger in Texas. Including the shit that goes down in the city.
I gave them all up.
I know.
I don't have anything left apart from this.
Have you considered just being obsessed with me without being attracted to my blood?
That already happens, babe. Have you seen you?
In the mirror most days.
It's kind of a thing. I'll figure it out.
You're gonna be okay. You're not alone. Monty really does like you.
I gave him a gun. It's pretty. And then she pulls out the necklace that she found on the ghost train. And she goes, look, I wouldn't put this on yet because it could be haunted. And I don't know who you can check out. You guys probably know someone who could check this out or not to make sure if there's any, like, bad juju associated. But the gem in it matches your eyes, and I think it would look really pretty on you. But I did get it from a ghost train. And she hands over, like, the vintage, like, thing that would actually totally match Roxy's aesthetic, Trixie's aesthetic.
This is, sweet and horrifying. Good job.
Thanks, babe. That's, sounds like my bag.
Sounds very vampire to me. And she just, like, kisses you sweetly on the forehead. You're gonna be okay.
Sorry about the tantrum, especially if it, like, you know, sometimes my tantrums don't necessarily look good for you. I'll try and get better at that.
I'm okay.
Okay.
But seriously, if you fuck Sylvia, I will kill her.
Oh my god!
Turns around and walks out.
Does Sylvie have heightened senses? I just wonder.
Oh, sweet Jesus. No, I did not have a... I should know. I wasn't fucking ready for it.
Thank you, ladies, for another fun episode, and we hope that a little more light-hearted episode relieves some of the tension for our viewers. And
straight back into it next week.
Straight back in next week as we head to see Dat and whatever else happens at Elysium. So have a good week and see.